What is up, guys? Justin here with my first finds of the 2017 garage sailing season. Now actually the first big weekend for garage sales in my area was last weekend. However, I was on vacation in the Caribbean last weekend, so that was nice, but I did not get to go garage sailing. But I stepped it up this week. I went pretty hard this weekend and actually ended up with quite a bit of stuff. At least on Saturday. Friday was pretty uneventful. I'll start out by showing my one garage sale find from Friday. It was Remington Super Slam Hunting Alaska for the Wii, and that was it. It was marked for $2. I did get it for $1, but you know, for the amount of sales that I went to on Friday, this was pretty disappointing. There wasn't a ton of sales going on, but I felt like I should have found more than this. However, Saturday kind of made up for it all because I had a pretty good Saturday morning. There was a lot more going on. I had a few leads for the day. Actually, the first sale that we drove over to, I was in contact with the night before. They told me that they were going to have possibly a Sega system for sale. So I made that my #1 destination. Got over there early, asked about video game stuff, and they brought out this, a PS2 Slim system, which I guess they thought was a Sega system originally, but as soon as they brought it out, they realized it was a PlayStation system and not a Sega system. But there's the system there in good shape. Had two first-party controllers with it, and the cords here. There's a memory card in the system. I asked how much they wanted for it. They said $20. You know, normally for something like that, I'd like to be in like the $10 or $15 range, but we were at their sale early. They were still kind of setting up. They had to go into the house to get it for me, and I wasn't going to beat them up over $5. So that's what we got for $20 at the first sale on Saturday morning. From there, we drove, it was about a 10-minute drive to another sale that had just advertised video game stuff. Didn't really know what to expect. We drove over there, and from the end of their driveway, I spotted an original Xbox system sitting up there. It did not come with a controller, and it only had the AV cord with it. The DVD remote receiver was plugged into the front of it too, but that was marked at $10. Which I'm a little iffy on the original Xbox systems because I've had so much bad luck with them in the past. But sitting on top of the system was this DVD sleeve or CD sleeve here full of games. So there's nothing too special, but I will read them off quickly. We got DDR Ultramix 2, Big Bumpin', that one's a 360 game as well. There was SSX Tricky, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2, NBA Street Volume 2, Ford Racing 2, MX 2002, Ricky Carmichael, Splashdown, Pocket Bike Racer, Fusion Frenzy, Amped, MX Unleashed, Fight Night Round 2, MX vs. ATV Unleashed, Simpsons Road Rage, and Madden 2003. So, everything was marked for $10, that whole system bundle there, and even just for the games I figured that was worth $10 itself, so I went ahead and picked up that bundle, took a chance on it. Also at this sale they had a stack of $1 Wii games, which are nothing special. Pet Sports, Game Party, Fishing or Tournament Fishing, Family Fest movie games, Summer Sports, Paradise Island, and the only semi-decent one, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2, I believe. Yes, and of course that was the only one that did not have the original case with it. But yeah, got those all for $1 each, and then they had this sandwich bag here with 2 GBA items in it, Sportsman's Pack game, and an action replay for the DS. I don't know if these are still going for a decent amount or not. I think at one point they were. I don't know if they still are. But that was $2 there. So everything from that sale I think I paid $18 for. We were 2 for 2 at this point well, with the sales. So from there we hit a couple other sales in that area. Didn't have any luck. Drove back into our town and stopped at a sale, and in a box full of DVDs and with like TV series and everything, we spotted 6 PlayStation 2 games. They were selling them for $1 each. I offered $5 for the stack here, and they accepted that. I'll show these quickly. We got Soul Calibur 2, GTA Vice City, Medal of Honor European Assault, Need for Speed Underground 2, Ford Racing 2, and the winner, Champions of Norath. This one, unfortunately, missing the manual. The disc is a little scratched too, but for $1 each, or actually less than $1 each, that was okay. And then from there, this next finds here actually have somewhat of a story to go along with them. There was a couple sales going on that I recognized the address for because it was actually the house next to my dad's house, the house that I grew up in. And I know who lives there now. It's like younger girls and stuff, so I didn't think they were going to have any video game stuff, but I was like, you know what, we'll take a drive by. At the very least, I'll stop in and say hi to my dad quick. So I pull into my dad's driveway, and he comes walking out of the garage like he was expecting me or something. And as I'm getting out of the car, I see him flagging down one of the ladies that was helping out with one of the sales and said, you know, oh hey, you know, my son's here. He's the one that's looking for the video game stuff. And so they didn't actually have any video game stuff out at the sales. But one of the ladies, I guess their daughter had a DS system that she never played, that they were looking to get rid of. So she ran into her house and grabbed that for me quick. She came up with this pink case here, obviously belonged to, you know, a younger girl. But it was actually a DSi XL system. I'm not too familiar with these. I've actually never had a DSi XL before. It looks to be, I mean, it's in used shape. It was obviously used quite a bit. There was a game in it too, actually Mario Party DS. And that's not the only game it came with. It did have actually quite a few cartridge-only games in this case here, which they're kind of hard to show, but I'll just read them off quick. There's a couple of decent ones in here. 100 classic books. There is Moshi, Moshi Monsters, Moshling Zoo. I have no idea what that is. Carnival games. There was Monster High, Ghoulies game, The Sims 2 Pets, Super Mario Bros. And I think this had another side to it too. Yeah, plenty more games on this side here too. There is Imagine Fashion Designer, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, Miniland Mayhem, Cooking Mama, The Legendary Starfy, My Sims, just My Sims, The Quest Trio, Big Brain Academy, Build-A-Bear Workshop, Imagine Teacher, what is this one? Oh, Kirby. Kirby Squeak Squad, never had that one before. And finally, The Daring Game of Girls. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, I think the charger for the system, actually no, this one did not have a charger, it had some headphones in there. So no charger. And I didn't really know what to offer this lady, seeing as I kind of knew her, but she was kind of just looking to get rid of it. That's when she told me that they had another DS system that they had traded into GameStop sometime in the past and got like $18 in store credit for it. So I kind of had something to go off of. I just offered $25 for the entire bundle. And she said sure. They were just looking to get rid of it. So $25 for that DSi XL bundle and quite a few games was pretty sweet, especially seeing as I did not expect to find anything in this area at all. So I guess I want to give a shout out to my dad. I know sometimes he watches these videos, so thank you for hooking me up with the DSi XL bundle. So from there, drove just a neighborhood over to what ended up being just like an old lady sale. So I didn't think they were going to have any games, and they didn't, but actually I ended up picking up a couple things. I just thought these were kind of cool for $1 each. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, A Grim World of Perilous Adventure. So I'm not exactly sure. It's a hardcover book. I don't know if it's like a text adventure kind of thing, or I don't know. Ryan is way more into this stuff than I am, but for $1 I was like, you know, I'll take a shot on it. And they also had a Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms, The North Guide to the Savage Frontier. I don't know if this is like an expansion or something. I've never played D&D, I've never got into it, but yeah, for $1 I was like, sure, I'll take a shot on it. See if I can find something to do with these. At the very least, I'll end up giving them to Ryan or something. He'll have some fun with them, I'm sure. So anyway, from there, we decided to drive out to, it was the next town over from us, and I had seen that they were advertising a DSi and a couple games, and it was like 11:30 in the afternoon at this point, or I guess that's not afternoon yet, but that's late for a garage sailing morning, so I thought there was no way they were still going to have it, you know, if it was a decent deal. But when we got to the sale, I was surprised to see that they did still have it. It was actually a boxed DSi system, not the XL, just the original, which it's got the list of what it comes with. It says the case, 4 games, marked for $20 there. And so it came with, I think the system is actually in this case it came with here. Yeah, it's a blue DSi system, which I believe this one did actually come with a charger. I think it's in the box here. I'm not going to take it out, but the paperwork and stuff was in here as well, and it came with a few games. Lala Loopsy. I got a bunch of little girls games on Saturday. Here's that Monster High Ghoul Spirit game that I got, cartridge only, in the deal before. Littlest Pet Shop Winter and Zuzu Pets 2 featuring the Wild Bunch. So $20 for that. I did ask if they would do it for $15. They weren't going to budge on the price though, and you know, $20 for that box DSi I felt still a pretty fair price. So let's see, there was another sale that we stopped at that had, I walked up there and I spotted another Xbox while we were walking up there. This one though was completely disgusting. I cleaned it up before I even brought it into the house because I wasn't even, I barely wanted to touch it as it was. So it is much cleaner now than it was when I got it. And that one actually came with a controller and the power cord. No AV cord. So I got a system earlier that had no controllers and the AV cord. Now I get a system that has a power cord and a controller. They didn't have a price on it. I was going to go offer them $5 for it, and that was the most I was going to pay. But I walked up there, asked what they were looking to get for it, and they said $4. So I was like, all right, take a shot on it for $4. So the second Xbox system of the day. And then finally, for the garage sales anyway, the last sale of the day that we stopped at, which we weren't even going to go to, it was a little bit out of the way, but you know, I was like, whatever, we'll drive the 2 or 3 miles and stop and see what they got. They did actually have some game stuff. I only ended up grabbing one thing, but they did have a box of PS2 games for $2 each. They were all in really rough shape though, and I think the best one might have been like Half-Life. So I passed on those. They had a couple $5 controllers that I had to pass on. But I found this, a brand new and sealed Madden 17 for the Xbox 360. It was marked at $10. I brought it up there. I said, hey, any chance you do $5 for this? And she's like, sure, I'm just looking to get rid of everything. So for $5, I ended up picking this up. I don't know when Madden 18 is coming out. It might already be out. I don't really follow the Madden games. But I think this still goes for $30, $35, at least sealed. So for $5, heck yes. I kind of wish I would have picked up some of the other stuff at that sale, seeing as she was so flexible on the prices, but whatever, you know, I was happy with that for $5. So that was everything from the actual garage sales. I did want to quickly show another deal I got though, because it did kind of spring from a sale I hit earlier in the day. I had asked about video games and they didn't have any at the sale, but the guy was like, yeah, you know, I have an old Atari and I have a PlayStation system, just I don't have it here. And so normally when I hear that, I'm like, okay, you know, here's my number, I'm never going to get called back. But he actually gave me his number and told me to call him later in the afternoon, which I did. And he went to his house and he grabbed the stuff for me, and I went and picked it up later that night. So that's like one of the only times that's ever happened where you give someone your number at a sale, or you get their number and you end up making a deal with them. It's quite a bit of stuff. I don't have room to show it here, but I did take a picture of it, which I will show here. It was an Atari 2600 system with like 12 or 13 games, and then it was a PS2 system. Originally he thought it was a PS1, but it was a PS2 system with like 30 plus games with it. So I ended up giving him, I believe, $70 for that. I was going to offer him $60, however he did tell me that his daughter has an N64 and some games that they're also looking to get rid of. So I didn't want to like lowball him or anything too bad on the price because I want him to call me back about the N64 bundle. Seemed like a pretty reliable guy, so perhaps I will be getting that from him sometime soon. So anyway, that was all the finds from week 1 at the garage sales. Heck of a start to the season for sure. This next weekend here coming up is Memorial Day weekend, so I don't know how many sales there are going to be with people traveling and stuff, but I'm still going to go out and see what I can make of it. So thank you guys for checking out this video, and until next time, take care.